All right, Vemma team, are you ready to get on to step number 3? And to bring you these pearls of wisdom. This is a critical step because it's all about your list. It's all about the people you're going to be talking to, from a customer standpoint, from an affiliate standpoint. And when you get into this business, you need to understand it's a sorting process. When you're talking to people and you're meeting new people, you're going to find people really fall into 3 categories. One, their idea of health is light beer and sweet and low. Not the perfect match for our culture that we have here. Second, you're going to have people that are into health. They love the innovative products. They love what we're putting together. And then lastly, you're also going to find that people fall into that 3rd category, which is entrepreneurs. And those are the people that when they fall in love with a product, they are perfect at being able to promote these brands and become an affiliate. And to tell you more about this, we got Star Ambassador Josh Noble and we got Elite Leader Stu Massengill here to share with you a few of their thoughts on how to be able to effectively create your list. Josh, why don't you start it off?
I think the biggest part of making your list is really just kind of not limiting yourself and really think about everyone that you have in your Facebook, phone book, your network for...
Don't judge people.
Don't judge people.
Yeah.
You never know who this, opportunity, this product line, this company could apply to and fit into their lives. And so, not prejudging people and not really overthinking it, but figuring out, the need that you can fill with this business and different people's lives, and identifying how you can relate to them.
Now, one of the things, and Stu, I know you got a lot of energy on this, and so we'll get to you in a second. But when you said don't, or I said don't prejudge people, you might have been somebody that could have easily fallen into that category of getting prejudged, that you wouldn't have any interest in this opportunity because of your background. When you learned about Vemma for the very first time, tell the team real briefly just what you were doing. Where was your life at?
For me, I was in college. I was a student at Arizona State and was bussing tables at Outback Steakhouse. And for me, I didn't see the business at first. I just saw the product, and that's what my old roommate Alex Morton shared with me. And drank the product for about 6 months before doing the business.
But weren't you skeptical about it?
Oh, I was super skeptical. I didn't want anything to do
You
with
just
the
pounded
business.
on Alex about this whole scam.
Yeah, I didn't think it was real. I didn't think it was legitimate, but decided to support him and just be a consumer. And that's something that you have to know, is that there are people out there who'll just be consumers to start off with. And then the business might not be for them at that time, but eventually they can get on board with opportunity.
Timing is everything. And you know what I love about skeptical people is don't hate on them. I mean, skeptical people sometimes turn into the best affiliates that this company's ever seen, simply because they're skeptical because they don't understand or they don't have enough information. But once they get that, it is so hard for them to change their mind back to becoming a skeptic. So don't prejudge people. Stu, what are your thoughts on this making your list topic?
Right. I think one of the biggest things when you get started, you get involved, is the saying, who do you know? And you want to ask yourself, who do you know that you used to play basketball with? Who do you know that you went to elementary school with? Who do you know that you went to middle school with? And really just start to get the names going, because like you said, you can't say this the right way to someone at the wrong time, and you can't say it the wrong way to someone at the right time. So you just gotta, filter through the people and understand that it's for some people right now, it's not for some people, and you just gotta look for the people that are looking.
Boy, you are young. Who do you know that went to elementary school? I think all my guys are dead. Just joking. But anyways, it's critical to have this list be dynamic, to be always in play, because if you got 2 people on your list and one of them tells you no, man, your attitude is, I got to get that last person there. Right. But if you got 20 people on your list and somebody tells you no, then it's like, oh my gosh, I got so much more work to do and I got to move on to the next person. But the biggest thing is, remember, when you're talking, and we're going to teach you in one of these action steps how to approach people from a product standpoint, how to approach people from a business standpoint. But when you approach them, make sure that you understand you are a brand ambassador for Vemma. You are representing my reputation, you're representing the company's reputation, and please, if somebody gives you some pushback on this, just say, hey, would it be all right if I kept in touch with you, brought you up to speed on the latest things, or I love the fact that people say, hey, do you reserve the right to change your mind? And that's always a good thing. So any other words of wisdom on being able to create your list? And when you were first putting your list together, take us back to that point how are you figuring out who would be a good fit?
I mean, for me, I think the biggest thing is physically writing it out. I mean, for myself, it's just writing it out.
What'd you use, a yellow pad of paper?
Yeah, pad of paper, just wrote all, went through my Facebook, phone book, wrote everyone down, and the bigger your list, the bigger your business. It's more people to introduce this thing to, because like you said, some people might not see it right away, some people do. Some people run with it, some people don't do a whole lot, so you never know who's going to take this thing and make it happen. And so the more people that you're introducing this opportunity to, the less you're limiting your potential.
Now let me ask you this question. When you were writing your list, did you use a pad of paper too?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. All right. So when you're putting down these names, were you thinking when they're people your age, were you also thinking about their parents and what their parents did, and maybe parents when you're thinking about people that have kids, who's got young kids who are entrepreneurial, so there's almost like a cross-pollination, because like I've always said that, Vemma really gives entrepreneurs 2 bites of the apple. We have this business that appeals, 2 of our 3 brands, the Vemma brand and the Body brand, are really designed for the baby boomers. That's 76 million, the most sought-after market segment in the history of business. And so 2 of our 3 brands appeal to them. And then we have this Verve brand that appeals to the millennials. And the millennials are sort of the future of business. 80 million. They actually outnumber the baby boomers, 80 million. And in 2 years, they're going to begin for the very first time ever to outspend the baby boomers. And the millennials are growing at a rate of 3 to 5%, and the baby boomers, unfortunately, are declining at a rate of 2 to 3%. They're actually dying. So
that's not good.
No, it isn't. And we don't want them to die, because we got these great healthy products that are going to give them just amazing health. And so, guys, any last words of wisdom when it comes to creating the list? And how much emphasis, when you're getting a brand new person started, do you put on creating the list?
Right. I would say like the biggest thing is the list. It starts with the fundamentals. Like one of my mentors always said, he says, a lot of people try and take that 3-pointer before they can do a layup. So it's like you got to start with the fundamentals, the basics, really make that list. And I think one of the biggest things about the list is don't just write the list out to write a list, but write a list out to make it an exposure list. Not to just talk to someone and say, oh, I talked to them and they're not about it. Like if they say no, it's just a no, not right now. Like you got to make sure the people on your list you're exposing to the actual information, because a lot of people say no before they know what they're saying no to.
Do you sort the list into any kind of different categories?
I did personally. I knew my people who I was going to lead with the products, and my people I was going to lead with the opportunity, and understanding how you're reaching out to people, because obviously, like my mom, for instance, I knew that she wasn't really interested in the business, but her being on the Vemma formula, she was interested in that. So
now when you go, especially when you're starting off young people, do you have them go to their circle of influence, their aunts, their uncles, their grandparents, parents, and say, hey, I'm getting started in this new business, would you help support me by looking at these products?
100%. I mean, especially with the return, the money back, or the 100% satisfaction guarantee you have. It's something that you have people who they buy the sample pack. They try it out for a couple of days, see what the one they like, and they order their case of whatever product they liked from there. And so
you mean the little variety pack?
Yeah, the variety pack.
Yeah, I love
with. And so it's easy to introduce it to people who will support you, because number 1, they support you, and number 2, everyone's trying to be healthier.
I love it.
Yeah, I really think it's a win-win too, because number 1, obviously you can get that free product, so you can get your aunts, uncles, your family, on the product. So number 1, you're running a business for free, and then secondly, you're helping all of your family, which is huge.
All right. Hey guys, any last words of wisdom for this critical step 3, creating your list?
Make a big list. Don't limit yourself. 100+ people. Think about everyone you know.
Now, what if somebody told you when you're getting them started, I don't have 100 people? Do you challenge them? What do you do?
I mean, yeah, go out there and meet people. I mean, if you want to be successful in life, it's about networking. And so go out there, start talking to people, and start adding to that list. That's one thing with the list, is it's not you write it and it's done, right? You keep adding to that list as you continue to grow in your business and continue to network in life. And for me, when I first got into college, my network was like this, and now it's grown and grown and grown. It's continuing.
How many states are you in?
Pretty much every state.
And how many countries?
Like 30. So
seriously,
yeah, it's crazy.
In how many years?
Coming up on 3.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
getting
amazing.
old.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Any last words of wisdom?
I would just say, just don't overlook the list. I mean, it's the most important. It's the fundamentals. It's the basics. Don't overlook it, and just go to the next one. You know, it's like a grocery list. If you don't write it down, you're going to forget it. So just make sure you make that list.
All right, hey guys, 3 things. I'm going to leave you with this. 3 things my dad used to tell me. He used to say, son, the bunnies will lead you to the bears. And what he means by that is don't prejudge people and understand that you shouldn't get excited about the people that you know. Get excited about the people that they know and the people that they know and the people that they know. That is the biggest component of this whole business. And the third thing he used to tell me, he goes, son, you got to circulate to percolate. I mean, you got to get out and meet people. You got to go to mixers and, you know, Chamber of Commerce, and you got to go, you know, when I see trade shows in the paper, entrepreneurial trade shows, man, I don't think about getting a booth. I think about, oh my gosh, there's a whole room full of people that are entrepreneurial thinking. You know, if I was going to college, and I always tell the young people, hey, stay in school, because it is a great resource for you to be able to build your business. Take classes that can help you out in business, and understand that you have, for, you know, a semester or 2 semesters, you've got a room full of people that are business minded, entrepreneurial minded, and you know, like I said, it's just a sorting process. People are gonna, you know, not be into health. People are gonna be into health and be perfect for the products. People are going to be entrepreneurs, and those are the perfect people for the business. In fact, you know, sometimes our best affiliates come from people that just start on the products. They fall in love with the products, and then they do what they would do whether I paid them or not, which is just tell their friends about them and get excited. And so, guys, hey, Stu, appreciate you helping me out on step 3 here. Josh, couldn't have done it without you, man.
No problem.
Thank you very much. Hey, team, get ready for a next great step. Step 4 coming up.